This card was cursed. Fights canceled, fighters missing weight, and the main event canceled literally as Maycee Barber was supposed to walk out. This might be the worst UFC card that we have ever seen. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this disaster of a fight week. 3 fighters missed weight, including Maycee Barber in the main event, who very obviously has gotten a boob job recently, which the fans were speculating is the reason she missed weight by about a ½ pound. Those 3 weight misses on top of 6 overall canceled fights on the card left us with 10 fights on the card. And then after the co-main event, Mateusz Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein, it was announced that Maycee Barber was not medically able to make her walk for the main event. They went to a commercial break. They came back. They said that the event was over. Erin Blanchfield went to her post-fight interview and said that she was told Maycee Barber had a seizure backstage. I mean, this was honestly like one of the craziest things I've ever seen as a UFC fan. I've never seen a main event literally get canceled live on the air. Like I remember Raul Rosas versus Ricky Turcios getting canceled like 25, 30 minutes before the bout, and they just took it off and bumped one fight up, and they just went to the next fight. They had a slight delay, got the fighters warm, whoever the next fight was, and ran them out there, no problem. But this was the main event. So it just ended kind of dead, and they just went to the post-fight breakdowns. They had no backup plan, which I don't expect for a card like this, like a really, really brutally, heinously bad Apex card. And it just ended with no fight, no speech, no anything. They just started promoting UFC 316 next week. Now, let me give some sympathy here first, because what happened to Maycee Barber? Very scary. She may have had a seizure as a complication from her weight cut. No jokes here, like literally the fighter's safety always comes first. So there's been multiple reports that she had a seizure. Obviously, she should not have made the walk yesterday. But the rest of this card, completely unacceptable. She's also had a litany of health problems in her career before. She was in the hospital for 11 days after her last fight. So hopefully she gets all of that squared away. Especially as a cage fighter, that's a very scary thing to be having extra health issues, even outside of the cage, but seizures and things like that, that's scary. So hopefully she gets that squared away and continues her push towards a title. But the rest of the card, absolutely unacceptable. We had a total of 6 fight cancellations for the card. Erin Blanchfield, Maycee Barber, obviously. Oban Elliott versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Visa issues for Oban Elliott. Visa issues for Sik-Young Ko against Billy Ray Goff. Brahimaj and Goff both ended up getting fights on the card. Jeremiah Wells withdrew from his fight with Andreas Gustafsson. Markel Medeiros withdrew from his fight with Balaji Oki. Oki ended up fighting a debuter. And then also we had the Giles fight that was supposed to be on here as well. As you can see here, we also had Alan Nascimento missing by 1.5 pounds and Maycee Barber missing, but she's not listed here due to her pulling out of the event altogether. So she missed weight and pulled out on fight night. Kind of crazy. Now these fighters, you know, Alan Nascimento missing weight and then just openly saying, I should go up to 35. You should have moved up to 35 anyway. Make the weight, dude. I hate the people that like kind of just go, when they miss weight. I mean, it's just a lack of discipline, hurts the sport. You guys know all of those arguments about missing weight. They need to fine fighters more of their purse if they miss weight to prevent this thing from happening. Or if you miss weight, you start the fight with like a point deduction or something like that. Really, what I'm frustrated with is the UFC's low effort mentality for this card and a lot of recent cards. I know we're eating good in June, but UFC's low effort mentality on this type of card. This card should have really never been booked in the first place. We had no star power, no stakes, all risk, nothing. It's like this was supposed to be a bad card, and it went way worse than they probably thought it could have. The UFC threw this together because they had to, not because they should have, because they had to meet their event quota for ESPN, which is why I think ESPN and UFC's relationship is quickly diminishing, because UFC is just allowing all these rumors to float around about them going to Netflix or Amazon. We have UFC events getting deleted from the ESPN Plus app. It seems like the UFC is pushing as many big fights as possible to 2026 and their biggest cards because they want to save it for the new streaming deal, and they're not happy with ESPN. Now, it's no secret that the ESPN Plus partnership is stale, but the UFC has to fix something. They need a new streaming partner. They need someone that gives them more leverage and choice in how many events there are, because ESPN's model is quantity over quality. ESPN Plus aims to give people as many things to watch as possible. That's why they have UFC. They have some baseball games, some college football, all these different things, but they still have to meet this quantity quota where they're doing 45 events a year. And it's hard because there literally isn't enough world-class fighters to put on good events every single weekend, essentially every single weekend, year round, which is why I hope that the new streaming deal, whoever it's with, allows them to cut down to like 40 or 38 events a year. I can do one weekend a month with no UFC if we get better cards. Like, the UFC needs to shake up the product, save the product, and keep fans interested, because there's a lot of fans that are very, very burnt out. And this card did not help at all. The UFC claims it's as real as it gets, but what we just watched wasn't real. That shit was lazy. Stop rewarding unprofessionalism. Start building good cards again. You can't just throw together whatever bullshit main event that you want, slap the UFC logo on it, and expect us to show up every weekend. We're done. We're done. In recap, 6 canceled fights, multiple weight misses, main event pulled literally as it's supposed to happen in a very cold, dead, lifeless Apex. Was this the worst UFC card in history? Let me know in the comments. Dana, do better. Like this video if you're done with these half-ass cards, and subscribe if you want more honesty about the fight game. Did you like this video? Then like and subscribe down below. I also do multiple live streams per week, along with behind the scenes content and members only live streams for our channel members. So become a channel member for access to bonus content. It's only $5 per month, and it greatly helps the channel's growth. I also do a podcast with my best friend Bo, and I have a non-MMA channel as well called Wyatt's World. You can check both of those out, linked below.